Thank you so much and welcome to the Redux section. To begin with, let's go to our SRC folder. You can close the CSS and the app. Now let's go to our SRC folder and go to our Redux folder. Now in our Redux folder, let's create a file and call it store.js. Let's create another file in the Redux folder and call it root reducer.js. Then inside the Redux folder, let's create another folder and call it contact Redux. Good. Now in this contact Redux folder, let's create a file and call it contact.actiontypes.js. Good. In the same contact Redux folder, let's create another file and call it contact.actions.js. Good. Inside the same contact Redux folder, let's create another file and call it contact.reducer.js. So that is that. Take the first one, contact.actiontypes. With the action types, let's say export const what action, let's call it send input to store equals the same thing in quote. So that is that with the action types. So next is contact.actions. So contact.actions. To begin with, let's import our action types. So we say import bracket send input to store from where? From action types. Then we can now say let send input to store give us a function where we can return what? Return a type send input to store, comma, payload what? Input, and also input here. So we can grab the input from the component. So that is that. Next is to export it. So export send input to store. So that is that for the contact.actions. So next is contact.reducer. So before we go to contact.reducer, let's copy the import. We need it there. I just copy and we go to contact.reducer, then I paste it. Great. The next thing is to create a feature key in the store, so we can give the store a name. So we say export const, let's call it contact key equals, let's call it contact store. So inside the store we're going to have the name contact store. Okay, so next is to create an initial state. So we say let initial state be equal to Let's give it a name. Give it an empty. Next one, email, and make it empty. The last one, message, and give it empty. So now we can say let's contact reducer equal to a function. Good. Where the state will give us initial state, action. We all know the action contains type and the payload. So equals to action. Just the structure in it so that we can have our switch statement. To bracket, just type inside that when the case is what, send input to store, what do? Then return what? Return the state back. Come on, give us the payload back. So that is that. Let's give it a default case. So we say default should return the state. So that is that. We can export the contact reducer. Oh, export the contact reducer to where? To the root reducer. So we go to the root reducer and import. So we say import what? Contact reducer from where? From contact Redux and from contact reducer. That is that. Good. We also need to combine, import combine reducers. From Redux. So that finally we can say let root reducer be equal to combine reducers into bracket what? Let's call the contact key and give it the value contact reducer. That's what I did. So that is that. We can finally export the root reducer. So we say export root reducer. Now export root reducer to where? To the store. So we say import root reducer from where? From root reducer. We also need to import create store. So we say import create store from Redux. Then finally we import compose with dev tools from where? From Redux dev tools extension. It's good. So finally we can say let store be equal to create store into bracket root reducer, comma, compose with dev2 function. That is that we can finally export our store. It's a store again. Now export the store to where? To the app.js. We go to app.js and we import our store. So we say import store from where? From Redux, then store. Good. We also need to import a provider. So we say import provider from where? React Redux. So that is that. Now let's wrap the provider around the component. So we can say provider, the store, give us store. I'll just cut that and take it to the bottom. Great. So that is that. So let's check the screen to see if there is any complaint. Great, no complaint. So it means we're ready to go. Let's check our store to see if everything is represented. Right. Good, our store is ready. Let's check the state. Let's check the row view. Good, content store, we have name, email, message, all ready for action. Good. So what to do next is to combine the store and the component. We need to link them together using dispatch. Let's check how to do that. To begin with, let's close all this. Let's close them and go to our component. Good. Now over here, let's import. We say import use selector. Oh, let me put it in bracket. We say import use selector, comma, use dispatch from where? React Redux. Okay, let's initialize the use dispatch. We say let's dispatch equal to use dispatch function. Good. Use dispatch is ready. So instead of alerting the input, let's rather dispatch it. We say dispatch what? Now we go to the actions, Redux actions, send input to store. So we need to dispatch send input to store. So let's go there. Good. So we say dispatch send input to store, then input. Now let's import send input to store. We go up there. Great, it has been imported for us already. Send input to store. Good. So that is that. Let's check it out. Let's go to the screen. Good. Now anything I type here, Joe, good do, I am happy. Good. Let's send that. Good. Send it. Let me check the store. As you can see, Joe, good do, then I am happy. So we can say that it has been sent to the store. Now let's do something. Anytime I send it to the store, I don't want it. I want everything here to be empty, or the input field to be empty. So to do that, Go back to the dispatch. Then we say after dispatching, set input to bracket, give us the input back. Come on, and give us the name empty. Come on, give us the email to empty. Then give us the message to empty. So let's check it out. So if I say Joe, email good do, and I am happy, and I say send, you can see that there's nothing in that field, right? But we have in the store. So that is that with the binding. So next is to do what? Is to view the store, how we can view the store. So let's check it out. Now to view the store, let me say, okay, view store. To view the store, let's say let view a view contact. Okay, let's call it view contact. View contact equals use selector. Sorry. Use selector. Use selector function. Inside that we give another function. Good. And we can now to the state should return state with the function key. What's the function key? We say contact mtac contact underscore key. Now is to import our contact key. So let's do that. Contact key, we say import, import, contact, TACT, contact key, from where? No. Yes, Redux. Then, no. Redux, then we go to contact Redux, and we go to contact reducer. That is that. We have our contact key imported. Great. So to check it out, let's call JSON with view contact. Okay. So instead of input, let's call it view contact. So this will show us the store. Good. Great. So if I say name Joe, email good do, and the message will say happy. Good. If I say send, you have this information in the store. So you can see we have the information in the store. So there's no need to go back and forth. I can just see my store on the screen. So that is that. My store is on the screen now. So I want to create a condition in such a way that when I say send, I will receive a message beneath the button that will say message sent. So to do that, let's go to beneath the button. So we can first of all say, let's call an if statement and say with a condition if view contact dot name dot length equals 0. Then display what? Now. Otherwise, display a div. And inside that div, I want to have an h2 h6 tag that will say message sent. Sent. Let me make it bold. So I say class name equals font weight bold and give us first success to make it green. Let's check it out. Good. So if I say name, Joe, email, message, let's put anything there. Good. You can see our message sent. Now this is too far. Let's make it. Let's add some animation to it. So we can say that inside our div, let's give the class name and say animated dot slide in up. So let's check the screen. Good. So give the name good do. Let's just write anything there. See that? You say email message sent. So next is to take off the pre tag. So we go and take off the pre tag. Right. So now let's check everything out. So I say name Joe, email good to. So thank you for subscribing. So when I say send, say message sent. Well guys, thank you for sticking through. Don't forget to do good. Catch you in the next video. We say